What is up, my friends? I am out here practicing talking to the camera. It is something I want to do as far as starting a YouTube channel. One of the things that I kind of am inspired to do is talk to the camera as many times as I have to get used to ad-libbing, speaking, not feeling stupid about it. One thing that needs to happen is I need to talk to the camera a lot. And so I thought I'd go through some of my day and things I'm going through, things happening in my life, and, just talk about inspiration, what exciting things are going on. Here we are, day one. It's a beautiful day, and I just got home from work. And so I thought I'd start with some of the things that are going on in my life. So here we go. I am a photographer, and I decided to get into black and white film. Actually, I've had a 35 millimeter camera sitting around the house. It was my grandpa's camera. It's a Kodak Retina 1A, which it has no light meter, and obviously it's not digital, so there's no way to, see what kind of images you're getting, anything like that. I bought 3 rolls of black and white film, and I was gonna send the rolls off to get developed. And I decided that, you know what, it just started adding up. The prices started adding up. And I thought to myself, why don't I develop my own negatives, scan them, and then I can print them myself. I bought 3 rolls of black and white film, which I'm almost done shooting the first roll of film. And then I'm gonna scan them myself. I'm still waiting on the things. I ordered some things like a dark bag, a daylight bag, I guess they call it. So you can develop the negatives without a dark room. Then you can process the negatives with this black and white developer. It's a monobath, I think they call it. So instead of multiple different things that you need to do, you use one developer. You put that in the tank for like 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the temperature. Then basically your film just needs to dry and it's developed. And then you scan the negatives and then you can print them, of course. So that's kind of exciting. That's what I'm waiting for right now. I don't even know what I got, you go out there and you take a roll of film, and I've been taking that over the course of the last week. And it's really weird when you're shooting and you only have 24 exposures because you're stingy with them. You don't just shoot a whole bunch of stuff, and you don't just spray and pray. You basically you're selective, and you just shoot one here, shoot one there, and without a meter or anything. I know you can use your phone as a meter, but to be honest with you, I didn't. Sometimes I just kind of guessed, and so truthfully, I don't even know what I got. And I shot some of the photos indoors at a real slow shutter speed, like 10 or 15, and of course, every time you do it, you realize how shaky your hands are, so I highly doubt those will come out. But I'm really curious to see if this camera even takes pictures. For all I know, it's broken, It's from, I think it was built in 1951 or something, like 1951, 1953, something like that. I'm really excited to see what I get, if anything at all. That's what's going on with the film. And then, of course, the speaking of the camera thing, that's a whole different ball game. Still trying to figure out what I want to do with that, how I want to do it. I've got all kinds of ideas. I think, writing a script and being more specific with what I want to accomplish is going to be huge. But for now, this is where we're at. And I'm excited about it. I don't think it's going to turn out super good right away. It takes practice. And I think the more you practice, the better you get, clearly. So that is the goal. I'd like to be a public speaker. I know that sounds crazy. To me, it sounds crazy because I doubt myself. And in my mind, I'm like, you are the farthest thing from public speaker. I'm awkward. I don't like my voice. I have partially paralyzed vocal cords, so I don't like my voice, and all kinds of things. I could go on and on, but the reality is, it's a real challenge to speak to the camera. It's a real challenge to get creative and think of things to say to the camera. I think audio is super important, so luckily the microphone helps a lot. I saw one video where a guy on YouTube said, for 30 days, every single day he spoke to the camera. So he just practiced speaking. And I think the more you do it, the better you get, whether it's just coming up with material, getting creative, becoming more comfortable with your gear. I think it's all part of the deal, and I think all of it comes from practice. So I think practicing is so crucial. And I think a lot of people dream of these things. They dream of doing these things, and then they don't do it because, let's face it, it's awkward, it's hard. Nobody wants to feel stupid. You fumble a lot. And I think if you can get past those hurdles, eventually you'll get comfortable with it. And eventually, who knows? Maybe I write scripts. I have more of a plan instead of rambling, because that's what you do in the beginning. You ramble because you don't know what to talk about. So you just ramble. And that's basically what I'm doing. I love photography. I love video. I love video editing. Now, this I don't do so much. Filming myself, that's a whole different thing. Being behind the camera is one thing, but filming yourself is an entirely different thing. That's a skill that a lot of people don't possess. And again, that's something I would love to have, and I've told myself for years that that's not a good idea, and that would never happen. I was listening to a book, audio book earlier by Steven Pressfield, I believe his name is, The War of Art. Not the art of war, but the war of art. And he talks about resistance throughout this book. And when you are going in the right direction, you're gonna find resistance. And it's usually in the form of insecurity, fear. Those are usually the biggest perpetrators of the resistance. And the resistance will try to keep you from going in the direction of your dreams. And so you have to fight it. You have to fight this resistance. And, this resistance can come from anywhere. I'm not saying it's the devil. I'm not saying it's God. I'm not saying it's karma or fate or the universe. I have no clue what it is, to be honest with you. But it is true when you really think about it. Usually, when you really try to go somewhere, there's something that distracts you. Insecurity, fear, something just keeps you from going there. And you have to power through it. I don't know where it could lead, maybe nowhere. But I know that it can't go anywhere if I don't try. And so that's the goal at the moment. Gonna keep practicing and see what I can come up with. This is video 1. I just thought I'd go for it. I know I need a script and all that kind of stuff, but for now, this is it. This is me. All right, well, maybe I'll catch you on the next episode.